Well, good morning everybody, and it is a good morning. It is not even cold, which I wouldn't mind if it was cold, but I'm not sure why I put a sweater on. I think it's got to be 65 degrees out here. If you are new to the channel, I'm Cecilia. My family and I homestead in eastern North Carolina. It's been quite wet lately. Had more rain, tornado warnings last night. I'm gonna do a intro milking video. I've never done a how-to. I'm not an expert, but do milk goats every day. So for anybody looking to get goats or start milking their goats, I'm gonna show you just how easy it is. First, we're gonna let the little girls out and give them feed so they're happy while I milk mom. Hey, baby girls, I got your food right here. Come here. There you go, munchkins. Eat up. That should keep you happy for a little bit. Real quick, before we get milking, I'm going to leave a link somewhere to when we went and picked up our goats for my sister in Michigan. She did a hands-on crash course with me on how to milk them. It was wonderful. It made me feel confident about doing this, that I could come home by myself and go ahead and milk them. So click on that wherever it shows up and watch that, because that's pretty fun. When her kids all milk goats, and they're from little toddlers all the way up, I think Aiden is coming on 8 now. So it's a good one. It just shows that anybody can do this. So enjoy. Okay, so first thing that you're gonna need is a goat in milk. Second thing that you're going to need is your milking stand and something to hold feed. The girls get alfalfa and their feed mixture up here while they're being milked. You're gonna need something to clean them with. This is just diluted Dawn dish soap. You use a lot of things. I thought about using Chlorhex, but this works just fine, so I go with it. It's nice warm water so it doesn't shock them, especially on cold days. Then I have containers that I put my milk into. I'm milking smaller goats, not the big goats. I don't have one of the stainless steel hand carrier milking jugs yet. I do want to get one in the future. I just don't have it right now. So I just milk and then pour into these. I milk into, because my goats are short and round, I milk into a little stainless steel dog bowl. Fits right under them. I do have taller goats, so I will be getting something else like a milk pail, stainless steel milk pail. And then I keep rags. I do about 2 loads a week of these. Milk Cricket first, because that's the order of things. You're gonna find out that your goats love routine, and you may not be the one that sets that routine of who goes first and who goes last. If I try to swap it up, there's all sorts of confusion. So Cricket always goes on the stand first. Daddy stands here and eats an alfalfa while she waits. I'm coming! I gotta go. I gotta go. Okay, so you've got your goat on the stand. Now what? Well, you need to make sure things are clean. I used to have a little brush here. I would brush them all down. I think Davin might have taken it back. I'm not really sure. Davin's my daughter, by the way. I think she took it for a horse. But I'm going to get the rag. Whatever your cleaning solution is, they aren't starving. Small. I'll even go along her belly right here. I haven't shaved them. I will be shaving them next time. I do think it would definitely be cleaner. But anyway, we get it as clean as possible. And then, whatever you're milking into, normally I would just let the plug go on the milking stand and then start milking. I'm milking to give this to a baby goat, so I'm not super picky. So, a few things to keep in mind. I'm going to show you on Dottie. She's a little taller, a little easier to see, and who else thinks that this udder looks like a tribble? Because I sure do. But you've got your attachments up here. This is your udder, and then of course your teats. What you want to be doing is capturing the milk from the udder into the teat and then expressing. It's not a hard thing to do. For me, it was mostly getting the feel of it. And Cricket fills up a lot, so the first little while, she is harder to milk just because her udder is so full. She's really full today too. Okay. If you widen the legs a little bit, it just helps her hand get up against the udder. So, let me get you in closer so you can see this. It's kind of hard to do these at the same time, but we're gonna try. So you've got your udder where the milk is stored up here, and then you have your teat. So if you just squeeze here, you're really just pushing the milk back up into the udder. What you want to do is capture the milk from the udder. You'll see the teat start to swell and express down with your fingers. And they have little teats, so I can only use pretty much my first 2 to 3 fingers. But that's kind of what you're going for. If you squeeze too hard, it just all reverses and goes back. Something else to keep in mind that I don't know is talked enough about is to kind of get to know how your goats like to be milked. Donnie has a smaller udder than Cricket. I find that she likes to be milked out on one side and then have me move over to the other side. She also takes longer to let down. So just like a mom, when they have their baby, it's a natural instinct to let down. Obviously, I'm not a baby goat. I'm not that cute, but she needs a chance to relax on the stand. So I never rush milking. Now, as you get towards the end of milking, what you're gonna start to know, of course, is there's not as much pressure. However, if you feel the udder, it should pretty much all feel loose. What I notice is right at the top here of the udder, towards the attachment. So right here, towards the attachments, if you feel here and it feels a little stiff, you just bump the udder. You can massage while you're milking, or you can bump the udder, and then they'll let down that hind milk. So let's see if we can get a little more out of her. So I've bumped Dot, and now I'm gonna see what else I can get out. She's about ready to be off the stand. She's being really patient. But there, I was almost getting nothing out of her, and now that I've bumped her, she's let down the hind milk, which is the creamy milk that you want. And we got more milk. I'm not milking them out. As you can hear, they still have kids with them. So we're taking whatever they're happy to give and letting the babies have the rest. So then what you do after you do your milking is you're gonna take your rag again. I'm not gonna clean her off because she's gonna have a kid nurse off of her. But if she had nobody to nurse off of her to finish the process, I would clean her up and stick her back. Hey, Munchkin. The littlest one's the loudest one. Hey, girls. Hey, Will. You guys want to be on camera? You're such a good mom, Cricket. Is that good, Sutton? Yeah? To do that to your mama. You're almost as tall as she is. You're not going to tell her to get down, Cricket? sterilized before and after each use. When I take my milk inside, I filter it. I put it in clean, fresh containers that I keep clean from the day before, and I put them straight on ice and then into the refrigerator. You can look around for a better procedure. That works really well for me. It cools it down. From what I understand, a lot of people don't like goat's milk because of a goaty flavor, and I think that has to do probably a lot with two things. The goat's diet itself, breed can play in, but my understanding is that you can manipulate the flavor with what you feed, which absolutely makes sense. And also the milk handling. So you want to make sure you're cooling your milk quickly. Sterilize what you're milking to, sterilize what you're placing your milk in. When you're milking your dough, make sure that you are handling the udder properly. I always check for any abnormalities. I just give a quick feel around. I feel for heat. Staying ahead of things is always better. Being, what is it, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I like to be ahead of it, so if I can feel anything that's coming up, I know to address it. Haven't had to do that, but it's good husbandry just to be paying attention to your animals at all times. When you milk, you can do a few different positions. I just do the traditional way because I'm able to sit under this stand. I just go right under, left on right udder, right on left udder, and it works very well. I do have one goat that works best when I milk her right teat with my right hand. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the shape. It just seems to flow better. You can do the over under where you stand over the goat and do the udders. I don't think that would work with the girls that I have because they're so small. I might play with that with an old taller goat that I have. I have one Nubian and one mini Nubian, so I could stand over them and do the over under. And then some people milk from the rear, so that's always an option. Play around, see what works for you. Don't be scared, don't be intimidated. It's just something new, but you can definitely do this. So if you can find somebody in your area to mentor you, that's probably going to give you the best confidence boost, and then it's just going to be repetition. Go on every day, milk your girls, enjoy them. They're all unique, and goats are wonderful. They have the best personalities. This is not a chore. I look forward to coming out every single morning and spending time with them. So if you're thinking about goats and you're just on the fence because you're not sure you can do it, I can tell you right now you can do it. You just have to figure out what works for you. Thank you for joining me on this little video. I hope it gives you a boost of confidence. Take care. Please consider subscribing if you haven't. Please like the video if you'd like more of these. I'm not an expert in any of this. I haven't even been doing this a year. Nope, not even a year. So learning as we go and trying to share it with y'all because so many people have shared it with me. Take care, stay dry, and I'll see you later.